Willie Nelson rescues 70 horses at 86 years old. In this amazing video from KSAT 12 News, we can see that at 86 years old, music legend Willie Nelson is showing no signs of slowing down. Joking with the host, he says, "I retire after every tour," before explaining that after a break, him and the other musicians always get back up on stage and say, "I feel like playing some music." It must be a wonderful thing to have such a clear sense of purpose in your life. In the video, you can see Willie at 86 years old getting up on stage in front of fans of all ages, cheering and as excited to see him as when they were kids. Willie spends a lot of his time on his 700-acre Texas ranch, which he calls luck. Driving around in a comfortable old Chevy pickup, he explains to the host that when he's at home, he likes to say he's in luck, and when he's not, he's out of luck. Well, that sure is true for the 70-odd horses that roam free on his beautiful ranch, as he rescued them just moments before they were headed to the slaughterhouse to be used for glue. They are 70 of the luckiest horses in the world, I reckon, and it's so sad that we have such disrespect for our fellow creatures on this planet. It often feels to me that if it goes on behind the scenes, if we don't get to see it or hear about it too much, we're okay with it. I know we use animal products in so many items we consume, not just food, but such beautiful, majestic creatures like horses, it just doesn't seem right. Maybe we could use mosquitoes for glue. I think I might be okay with that. Just kidding. Willie treats all his guests to a fresh cup of coffee in the video and shares some music from his latest album when the host brings up a particular challenge from Willie's past. Back in the 1980s, Willie ran into a spot of bother with the IRS and he laughs as he says, "Yeah, I remember those guys," before joking about how you get wiser as you get older. We can but hope. He went on to explain that he had to pay everything back that he owed before saying that God will never give us more than we can handle. Willie believes that if something comes into his life, it must be something he can handle, so he handles it. What a great attitude. I mean, strictly speaking, that's not from Scripture. It's an often misquoted reference to 1 Corinthians 10, where Paul is explaining that God will always provide a way out of temptation, so no one can ever say they had no choice but to behave badly. He's also explaining to his reader that they're not facing any kind of temptation that isn't normal for just about everybody. Perhaps it's unfair to say that it's badly misunderstood. I mean, Scripture is layered. And maybe Willie's just saying that if he trusts God, it's going to be okay. We can deal with it. He's certainly shown that he's not just a man of words, and I like to see that in a person. Anybody can go around being all holier than thou, and you can quote the Bible to me as much as you want, but if you're not a kind, loving, decent and compassionate human being, it's all just meaningless words. And there's something pretty special about an animal lover too. They're innocent, unable to help themselves, unable to pay you back. I think it says a lot about a person's heart if they'll go out of their way to help animals in need. Willie's never been a particularly political figure, although he has been known to campaign for the legalization of cannabis. I don't think it's unusual for some people in the music business to enjoy the odd smoke, but it might not be something you'd immediately expect from a man placing his faith in God and quoting Scripture. Maybe I'm being a bit prudish, because whatever you think about that subject in particular, I respect any person who fights for a cause they believe in. Yeah, even if it differs from my own opinion. I guess that's called tolerance. Real tolerance. Not this modern kind of one-way tolerance where we tolerate people as long as they're absolutely politically correct and believe everything I do about everything, but real tolerance where we tolerate and even respect people with different views, different opinions from ours. What I didn't realise about this amazing horse rescue though was that this wasn't just a one-off batch that he stumbled across. See, I was immediately under the impression that maybe Willie had stumbled across an auction where a herd was being sold off and he had a spur of the moment impulse to just jump in and save them. That would have been a noble thing to do. But no, This has happened time and time again. Willie has been rescuing horses from the glue factory for many years. After decades of travelling and life on the road, Willie explains, "That's what we do." And he shows no signs of stopping, still releasing albums to this day. And in fact, his latest album contains a new song about his private passion, horses, which he plays to the host in the video. After so many decades of bringing joy into people's lives through his music, I really hope Willie enjoys his ranch and his horses for many more years to come. And who knows, maybe there are even more desperate ponies headed for the glue factory who will end up with a miraculous rescue and a happy retirement thanks to Willie Nelson.